Yeah, welcome back to the Sipping Sooner, baby. Thank you for joining me again today. Man, we're going to talk a little Iowa State preview today. So, you already know what time it is. Let's get it. Yeah, got me a little something, something. Let's hit it one time. This is for the sippers, baby. Ooh, that bitch biting, man. That bitch biting. All right, let's get down to it. Let's talk some Iowa State, man. Iowa State 2-2 on the season. They got wins over UNI and OSU. And I'm not talking about you and I. I'm talking about UNI, the college, the football team, man. Oh, man. They got losses as well as we can see. Two of them. One to Iowa and one to Ohio Bobcats, man. Damn. Ooh-wee. I think last time I even thought about Ohio, I think Frank Solich was still the coach there, man. Damn, that was a while ago, I guess. Hell, I imagine his old ass ain't still coaching. But anyway, let's talk about this real quick. Few people asked me if I was high on the last video. I was not high. My allergies was on my ass. I'll let you know when I'm high, damn it. You don't worry about that. You let me worry about that. All right. Iowa State's quarterback, Rocco Beck, however you say his last name, watched him against OSU. He was all right, man. They moved him out of the pocket, left and right, let him throw on the run a little bit. Those was mainly, the passes that I thought that he looked real fluid in, throwing. He has 897 yards on the season, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, so 7-3 ratio. Their offense struggled all year until last week. OSU made them boys, look like a juggernaut, of course. Running back, you got Cartavius Norton. He's the leading rusher right now. He has 126 yards, no touchdowns. So, I mean, unless all of a sudden, they gonna go get Breece Hall, then I think we should be able to contain the running game pretty well. Wide receiver, they got 3 wide receivers. You got Jalen Noel, Jackson, and Higgins. Noel is their best wide receiver. He's got just over 200 yards with 1 touchdown on the season. So we know Iowa State's usually a tight end heavy team anyway. And they got plenty of damn tight ends on that roster. Better believe it. So, and they still throw to the tight ends, even though they don't have, a Charlie Kolar or somebody like that. They still gonna use the tight ends in this offense. It's a staple. Defensively, it's Iowa State, man. Umbrella defense. You got 3-man front, and then they have a fourth that comes down. Kind of like ours. They play a lot more umbrella zone than we do, and they're a whole lot better at it than we are because they play so much of it. We play zone. It look like our guys, they struggle with the depth. Sometimes not deep enough, sometimes too damn deep. But with them, like I said, it's who they are. That's an identity of Iowa State. So they have perfected that shit. one guy watches the guy above him, play, and then it's just taught that way, So it's hard for other teams, even Brent Venables has gone in there and tried to sit in on some of the meetings and learn, the ins and outs of this defense. It's still, hard to replicate if that ain't what you're doing every game, damn near, 85% of the damn time. On the defensive line, you got Tyler Oyeden. I think that's how you say his name. He's got 18 tackles on the season so far. And linebacker, you got Caleb Bacon. And he's got 16 tackles and 2 sacks. Along with defensive back Jeremiah Cooper, who has 3 interceptions on the season. You also have TJ Tampa, who's considered their best defensive back. A lot of people consider him to go pretty high in the draft. I don't know. When you're dealing with Iowa State's defensive backs, I mean, you got to put it in perspective. Like I said, all those guys have their eyes in the backfield on the quarterback because they're not letting anybody get behind them. So they're facing the quarterback. So they can break on the ball. If a ball gets tipped, they're already, you can already get eyes on it. And it's just a defense that's going to make you be patient, dink and dunk all underneath, and then hopefully you can lull them to sleep or they can get a busted coverage, and then you can burn them deep. But other than that, they generally keep everything in front of them. I remember a few years back, if you do have enough speed, you can manage to put a move on one of them and then take it deep. Hollywood Brown had a little success, I believe. And so maybe Andrew Anthony can get behind him one time, maybe even twice. But I wouldn't count on it, though. Not too many, they'll probably have to work the intermediate. Like I said, the short stuff and intermediate. The run game, like I was saying, since they do have eyes in the backfield, they will collapse. And, they could be pretty decent against the run, with the right personnel in there, I mean, even last year, they still, even though it's as bad of a season they had, they still was able to have, in my opinion, the best defense in the league, But, I mean, Clemson played Iowa State a couple of years ago. Brent Venables, he had some success shutting them down on the defensive side of the ball. And on the offensive side of the ball, they had a little success as well, moving against Iowa State. I was actually pulling for Iowa State to win that game. Yeah. John Heacock, the mastermind and architect behind this defense, he developed this defense, and now you have other people coming in trying to figure out if they can run it, with their guys. It's the perfect defense for a school like Iowa State, Iowa State, before Matt Campbell got there, we know was irrelevant, other than beating OSU and knocking them out of the national title game. But back in 2011? But anyway, if OU comes out and handles their business, Jeffrey, you get this run game going, we might be able to open something up in the passing game. This is one of those games that we should see Dylan's experience come into play, or hopefully, he's, I mean, the guy is still killing it, even though we still, would like to see a little more from him. Other than that, I don't really have too much more to say about Iowa State. Pretty boring team, pretty vanilla. It is what it is. You get what you see, man. It's not, they're not going to come out here and score 40 points on anybody. So if they can find some way to shut down our run game, which should be a priority for us, then force us to try to throw the ball, then we could see a little bit of a struggle if we have to drop back and throw into that zone defense the entire day. This is just gonna be a test, man. Levy, he's is gonna have to demonstrate some patience. I know it's gonna be frustrating and tedious, but he's gonna have to wait and pick and choose that right time to go ahead and bust their ass, man. If he gets impatient and tries to call some stuff that basically plays into the strength, right into their hands, it's gonna be a turnover, man. Now last year we went up there and won in Ames. Yeah, we had to pull some trickery out to get it done, but we got it done. It was actually a win that I didn't expect us to get, because like I said, it was Jeff and Brent's. Well, Brent went against them in the bowl game at Clemson, but Jeff Levy, he hadn't really went up against that defense. So usually, first year coaches, when they play against that defense, they struggle. You don't have a lot of success because it takes you a while to figure out how to attack it. So as far as Oklahoma, I expect to see, like I said, I expect Jeffrey to try to get this running game going. I'm at the point I don't even want to guess which running back is going to trot out there first. But whoever does, they need to, really try to put some effort into establishing this run game this week, man. Like I said, we got Texas next week. Unless the off chance that his ass is sitting here holding back, he need to come on and get this started, man. You can't be playing around hoping that all of a sudden it's gonna click for Texas. It's just that's a dangerous game to play, man. Like I said, quarterback wise, I expect Dylan to have a pretty high completion percentage because, like I said, he's gonna have to dink and dunk. It's gonna be key on ball placement. He needs to put the ball in a spot to where his receivers, when they get it, they can continue to run. They don't need to be reaching back and looking over the wrong shoulder trying to track the ball. He needs to be accurate with where he places these passes because the yak yards is going to be crucial, man. It's going to be crucial. You got to give these guys a chance to make a move, make a guy miss, and then bust it. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a sip. Wide receivers, like I said, Andrew Anthony is going to have to try to stretch the field, because you're going to have to keep threatening them with that deep, just to keep them honest. And Farouk is going to have to kill him underneath, along with Stoops. And we still need to get Stogner, Blake Smith, somebody, damn it, from the tight end room involved. I mean, me and Jeffrey had this damn talk, man. Let's go, Jeff. So we'll see, man, what he decides to do in the passing game. The running game, like I said, he needs to get that shit established in a hurry. The offensive line, I don't know if Savion's going to be back out of protocol, concussion protocol, but I don't know, man. I think this week we'll see who Bill's going to settle on for his 5 because, like I said, once again, you don't need to be going into the Texas game still tinkering around trying to find what's the right mix. Man, you better have your shit together because, I mean, after last year, you already know what we owe they ass. Ooh-wee. So, other than that, man, it ain't a whole lot to it, man. OU's just going to have to come out here and execute at a high level because, like I say, a little pass that's behind, the wide receiver reaches back, tips it up, it's going to be interception. It's going to be an interception, See, when we play man, a lot of times our DBs got their backs to the quarterback, They trailing the wide receiver. Like I said, these guys are staring right at him. So If a ball gets tipped up in the air, better believe they probably picking it. Other than that, man, shit. I don't know, man. I'm just ready for happy hour. That's what I'm ready for. So, every Friday is happy hour. So you already know what time it is. It's your boy Sipping Sooner, and I'm out of this bitch. Peace.